recognizing that, yes, you are a teacher, but that is simply a piece, a part of who you are.
Yeah.
Education is it is the best profession out there. I'm going to say it is the best profession out there. I
It's a lot
love
of
my
fun.
profession. I love what I get to do.
Mm-hmm.
But even as much as I love what I get to do, it is a piece of me.
Mm-hmm.
And so as an educator, we don't choose to become an educator so that we can sign our entire life away, nor should we have to do that.
Mm-mm.
That should not be an expectation of any teacher to have to sign away who you are as a person to become an educator. Right? And so we want to make that distinguishing point that being an educator, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again because a lot of people need to hear this right now. Being an educator is a part of who you are. Being an educator is a part of who you are. And sometimes we get so wrapped up in our career that we forget who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So what we want to challenge you to do is to start off, and we know that some of y'all might be running, you might be working out, you might be in your car, you might be during planning, I don't know. But you can do this mentally or in your phone. But we want you to start by making a list of who you are.
Reflecting on it. So, I mean, for me, this is how because I think we all get wrapped up into this in some aspect of our life and everything that we do. And so we seriously just want you to take that teaching brain off. What other things make up who you are without teaching? And if it all comes back to teaching, you got a lot of reflection to do with yourself and with your life.
And a lot, when we're talking about burnout, which is not the focus of our episode today, but if you are struggling with saying, gosh, and if you can only list the very visible pieces, like, okay, I'm a mom, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, those very visible, like obvious pieces, again, it is a piece, it's a starting place for reflection. Like, wow, have I, wrapped myself so far into my career that I don't even know? And I've been there. Have you been? I don't think that you've been there quite as much as I have.
I haven't been there near as much as you have.
I've been there. And what are you trying to say?
Just saying. You've learned from it.
I have, but maybe
you've learned from it.
It's fine. Maybe I need to be a part of this reflection exercise too, guys. I'm doing it right along with you. I want you to know.
We all fall into it. And then people who are super passionate about what they do,
which I am,
which is a great thing, you get sucked into it even more because you want to do the best that you can. Well,
and on the episode that not to get off on a tangent at all, but on the episode with Jody Carrington, where I talked about during this season that I had really, really struggled with anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
And prior to that, if I'm reflecting on who I was, every piece of who I was something related to my profession, to work. And so much of my identity was tied up in that. And a lot of validation doesn't come with that. I mean, there's not a lot of validation of people pouring into you as a teacher. So when you wrap your whole identity up into this profession and then people aren't validating that can be a big struggle. And so, we shared a lot about that on the episode with Jody Carrington. So you can go back and listen to that if you haven't. But I hear what you're saying, that I need to be a part of this reflective exercise. No, but I have learned from it. But I was there. But the point is I was there. I was there where my whole identity was wrapped up in teaching and Get Your Teach On and everything that we do. That was my identity.
And it still is a big part.
And that's a scary place, though.
It is a big part of your life and my life, too. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's just reflecting on it.
So just letting you know, I'm right there with you guys. Wade over here, he's got it down.
I'm perfect.
In every way, guys.
Not at all.
No, but we want you to make that list for yourself. And again, if you're struggling, this is time to really sit and think about, whoa, who am I now? Who do maybe I want to be? Who do I know that I am or that I have been that I would like to get back to? That's kind of almost like when we talk about priorities, you got to think about where you are so you know where you want to go.
Yeah.
Right?
And since Hope spoke to me about everything that's happened with this, just figuring out why we get sucked into our identity. Personally, what I often do is I even think back to when I was a child. Like, what are the things that made me excited when I was a kid? Mm-hmm. Do those things make me excited now? Yes.
Well, there's still a piece of who you are. Even if you're not able to give time to that, it's still who you are, right? So it's not about, I need to become a different person. I need to become a new me. No, maybe we just lost sight of a little bit of who we actually are, even if we're not giving time to that. So we want you to really reflect on, who am I? what are the core pieces of me that have always made me me? And like you said, it might even be important for you to, I'm getting hot.
It's hot in here.
It's getting hot. This little conversation's getting deep.
It's warm.
But, think back to who you have always been. And we want you to even go as far because we think it's so important for us to see visually. Like this is something that we practice when we're talking about gratitude and we're talking about, it's not just enough to think it through. Seeing it on paper, writing it down, putting it somewhere that you can see it every day, that's what brings us to be consciously aware of who I am and wanting to make a change.